Good evening. We are going to call the February 1st meeting of the Common Council to order, and I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Stefanski.
Here.
Tenorio.
Here.
Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Grisham.
Here.
Haas.
Here.
Keen.
Here.
Lysick.
Here.
Ranky.
Here.
Rote.
Here.
10 present.
Quorum is present. Please rise if you are able and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Alderman Stefanski this evening.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we will move on to item D. On our agendas, we have 2 items for public hearing this evening. I will ask the clerk to read out public hearing number 1.
Resolution to confirm and adopt the report of the city engineer containing a schedule of proposed assessments for improvement of West Lincoln Avenue from South 91st Street to South 93rd Street by concrete reconstruction with miscellaneous sidewalk repair, miscellaneous driveway repair, storm sewer relay, sanitary sewer relay, water main relay, building services, and utility adjustments.
Thank you. Mr. Daniels?
Thank you, Mayor Devine. Okay, this is the public hearing for Lincoln Avenue from 91st to 93rd. The reason really that this project got started, we got a $1 million grant from the state of Wisconsin because of the high accident count. This is the 9th most dangerous intersection in the city with 17 injuries and 59 accidents. The accident rate is much higher than the statewide average, so we're going to try and reduce some of those accidents, which you see in this diagram, with new signals, signal heads over each lane, enhanced crosswalk pavement markings, countdown timers, ADA ramps. So we're going to try and enhance the safety, reduce the number of injuries and accidents that are happening at that intersection, but at the same time, we're going to repair everything else, all new pavement, all new sewer, all new water main. Here's a diagram of what the final product will look like with these enhanced crossings. The left turn lanes will be lengthened a bit. Not a dramatic difference from what's there now, but hopefully we will improve safety with the new signals and the new equipment for that as well. But like I said, the pavement is the concrete underneath the asphalt's almost 90 years old. It was resurfaced in 1992, 30 years ago. I was the inspector, so I was there. Extensive alligator cracking. The asphalt is really in the final stages of its life. So we're going to replace all the pavement with new concrete pavement, be starting fresh with brand new concrete. Likewise, the sewer and water under the street is 95 years old. The water main's from 1927. We're going to put in new water main. We're going to put in new copper water services to the curb stop. There may be money later for private lead pipes to be replaced. We're going to put in new storm sewer. The existing sewer is from 1928 to 1931, so that's 90-some years old. New sanitary sewer. The old one is from 1927, so that's 95 years old. And City DPW is going to be putting in some new LED street lighting as well, hopefully before the work begins. So there'll be new street lighting circuit as well. The cost for the project is the pavement's $900,000, signal is $260,000, sewer is $167,000, storm sewer $150,000, water main $329,000. So $1.8 million for these 2 blocks to replace absolutely everything. Like I said, we are getting a $1 million federal grant, which takes up about 56% of the funds. The special assessments that we're here for tonight are $63,000. That's only about 3% of the total cost. The rest of the general fund, which is the citywide property tax, is paying about 12%. The sanitary sewer fund is paying for the sanitary sewer. That's about 9%. The stormwater fund is paying for the storm sewer. That's about 2%. And then the water utility is paying for the water main. That's about 18%. So the lion's share is coming from federal funding. Here's a sample special assessment, assuming a 55-foot lot. The assessment rate is $64.39 per foot, so that comes to $3,541. If you do have a driveway, there would be $8 per square foot additional cost for the driveway itself. But I want to point out that the bills would not be mailed out until March of 2023, not 2022, but 2023. So over a year from now, after the project's done, we will send out the bills next spring. And at that point, you'd have the option to pay it all off or to have a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan. We do have 4% interest because we are borrowing the funds for this, so we have to pay the bondholders for the interest, and we just merely are passing that interest on to you. But the first year payment would be $496, and that's for the whole year. And then the 10th year, the payment would be $368. That's for the whole year. That's an annual fee. So why do we special assess? We have been doing it for over 110 years. In the old days, the residents paid 100% of the cost. Like I said, in this case, it's only 3%. That $64.39 per foot cost is the same rate to the penny that anyone would pay anywhere in the city, no matter how wide their street is, or how high the traffic volumes are, or how high the actual bid prices are. So the people on Lincoln Avenue are not paying anything more than anyone on a cul-de-sac would pay. It's the exact same price. Everybody is treated equally. And like I said, we've been doing it for 110 years. There have been numerous court cases, and the judges have always upheld this as a reasonable way of recouping the costs for the city. But the main reason we do it is that it's really the only way to ensure that tax-exempt schools, churches, charities, hospitals, county parks, utilities, railroads pay their fair share as well. And there are a lot of tax-exempt properties in the city. There are 430 that don't pay any property taxes. So this is how we get them to contribute their fair share. And in case in point, this We Energies gas pumping station, which is on the project, which has never paid any taxes, will be paying $8,219 for their property that will go towards the cost of the project. So this is going to be, because it's federally funded, this project will be run by the state, and the contract will be signed by Governor Evers. So they actually are going to did begin advertising today for bids. They will award the low bidder on March 8th. We don't get to pick who the contractor is. It will be the low bidder, and the city does not get to pick who the state inspector will be. The state of Wisconsin will assign somebody to the project, so it will not be a city staff person. We do hope to begin the work on May 1st and have it all done by September 21st. But you'll see there are 3 phases, and I'll explain those in a minute. So the total project will take 85 working days, spanned over 145 calendar days. So we take out the 44 days of the weekends and the holidays. We take out the 16 days that we're assuming it's going to rain, and that's how we get from 145 calendar days down to 85 working days. So here's phase 1, or stage 1. This will go from about May 1st through June 18th. Basically, we're doing the block from 71st to 72nd, and that's all we'll do during that month and a half, is the sewer, the water, and the street in that one block. 92nd Street will stay open, but there will be a detour from Lincoln up to Beecher and down around on National to go around, because Lincoln will be closed. Then the second phase will actually be working in the intersection with 92nd Street, so the road will be closed in both directions from June 18th to August 5th when school is out. If you're going north-south, you're going to have to go over to 84th Street, and if you're going east-west, you're going to have to go up to Beecher, as I said before. And then the third phase will move to the block from 92nd to 93rd, so that'll be August 5th to about September 21st. And that's going to be about 28 working days, which is 48 calendar days. And the detour then again would be on Beecher. But during that 28 working days, they would get all the water main, get all the sanitary sewer, all the storm sewer, and get all the pavement done in that month and a half. And then the project would be done. So during the construction, the best way to find out what's going on is through our weekly email notification. If you go to our website and sign up for the construction in progress report, we'll send you an email every week with a status update and the information on who to call if you have a problem or a complaint. And it's actually in the summer, sometimes we send out even more than once a week, so definitely want to get your email address in there and get signed up for that so that you keep up to date on what's happening. And with that, I will conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. Are there any questions from the members of the Common Council on this item?
Mayor Devine?
Alderman Rote?
Pete, are we going to be doing similar to what we did on 84th Street when they did that intersection? We barricaded some of the side streets, 83rd and 82nd, for all the cut-through traffic.
We can definitely do that.
I'm thinking 90th, but it's closed at 91st. I'm
Right.
thinking 90th would be a cut-through.
Yeah, we can definitely look at that
Okay.
as it develops, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the members of the council? Hearing none, are there any members of the audience with questions on this public hearing? All right, seeing none, we will close our first public hearing, and we will move on to public hearing number 2, which I will ask the clerk to read out.
Resolution to consider an amendment to the 2016-21 Community Development Block Grant Action Plans relative to allocating $30,000 of contingency funding to the 2021 Community Development Block Grant Annual Plan for the creation of a new blight clearance and demolition activity.
Thank you. Mr. Scherer, when you're ready.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the council, this is a hearing to reallocate $30,000 from contingency from the Community Development Block Grant Program Contingency Fund to a new program called Blight Clearance and Demolition Activity. Be a public service activity, and anytime we make substantial amendments to our action plan, there is a call for a public hearing to inform the public and solicit any public comment. It does meet the federal requirement in terms of clearance, slum and blight clearance in the Matrix Code of HUD. And one example of how this would be used is to clear, blighted properties. This would be done on a spot basis. Unfortunately, this is not this type of situation isn't taking place across all over West Allis. I mean, these are just spot activities that this program would be used to clear. In this case, we have a home on South 94th Street, which received raise orders. The property owner more or less abandoned it and has not been maintaining it. So there is court action in this case, and there is a raise order. So it's, again, just for really bad situations where there's slum and blight deterioration of a property. That concludes the public hearing. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Scherer. Any questions from the council on this item? Seeing none, are there any questions from the members of the audience on this item? Okay, then we will close public hearing number 2, and we will go on to item E, citizen participation. The council may receive information from members of the public during this 30-minute period. We do ask that you keep your comments to no more than 5 minutes, and we ask that you give us your name and address for the official record. We cannot take action on the topics brought up, we just listen. Does anybody wish to address the council under citizen participation this evening? All right, seeing none, we will close citizen participation, and we will move on to item F, which is announcing the standing committees which will be meeting during recess. The room numbers are listed on the top of page 3 of your agendas. And I will move on now to item G. I do not have a mayor's report this evening, so we'll move right to H. Are there any reports from the alderpersons? Alderman Stefanski and then Alderman Tenorio.
I would just like to send out a special thank you to everybody here on behalf of myself and my family for the beautiful flowers the council sent to for my mother's funeral, and everybody who reached out to me and sent their condolences. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Alderman Tenorio.
I want to thank Kegels and the Liberty Heights Neighborhood Association and City Light and so many other partnerships, Rocky Rococo's, Chai Tea from Lake Effect Coffee for hosting ice skating and pizza nights at Liberty Heights Park. It's been a huge success. I was volunteering last Thursday, but it'll be every Tuesday and Thursday until from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. until March 3rd. So come on out this coming Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other alderpersons' reports?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move for approval of the minutes of the January 11th, 2022 Common Council meeting.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion or changes to the minutes? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it. Minutes are approved. We have nothing under the standing committee reports under item J this evening, so we will move right to item K.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
this is the consent agenda. The actions were not printed on the agenda, so I'd like to read them. Items 4 to 12 are for adoption. Item 13 is to approve and place on file. Item 14 is to grant. Items 15 and 16 are to place on file. And items 17 to 19 are to be referred to the city attorney. If there's no objection from any member of the council, I would move for adoption of the committee, on the consent agenda as printed.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any objection or separate action? Okay, hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Grisham.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
Ranky.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
10 in favor, 0 opposed.
Motion carries.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman
I
Lysick.
move that we stand in recess until conclusion of the committee meetings.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are in recess.